Okay, so welcome to the Crush Method and to Making It Happen with Amanda Kaufman, as well as Kaufman Services. So today we're going to talk about the mindset of now. This is my Coffee with Kaufman segment, which is my free trainings and musings and things that I do here in the Crush Method for coaches. So as I said, my name is Amanda Kaufman. I'm a certified high performance coach, a core energy coach, and I'm so excited to be here with you. So let's talk about the mindset of now. Are you ready? I'm going to give you 3 things today that I really want you to focus on the very most. And these things are informed by what I did about that situation, being kind of in both worlds at the same time. So what I did is I really got serious about some courses, right? So instead of just going from webinar to webinar to webinar, I actually picked somebody to listen to, right? So that was the first thing I did. And I actually found a couple of people that I liked what they were talking about, and I listened to them. And I bought some courses and I started actually doing the coursework instead of doing kind of surface level coursework of a lot of people, right? I picked a couple that I just really resonated with, and I went super deep. And then I started going to some seminars, some workshops, some classes, and I actually ended up hiring more coaches, kind of changing my coaching mix up a little bit. Wound up recognizing that I felt like I was a complete victim of marketing and sales and had no idea how to sell anything or market anything with like the light side of the force. I felt like my entire experience had been the dark side of the force. Turns out that wasn't true. It's just what my perception was of marketing and sales. So I did a lot of work to really get better at that, right? And I started with the education in that space, and then I got into practice. And here's really the first tip that I'm going to give you today. The first tip I'm going to give you today is that practice does not make perfect. Right? And my mom always told me growing up that it's actually perfect practice that makes perfect, which I don't know if that's healthy either. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Applied practice makes perfect. Okay? Maybe driving to perfection to perfect in practice makes perfect, right? So what I'm saying is that you can learn a lot of sales theory, and I encourage you to. You can learn a lot of marketing theory, and I encourage you to. You can come to these kinds of trainings and other trainings, and I encourage you to, of course, especially mine. But you can do all of these things, but unless you turn around and actually get into the mindset of now, I'm going to apply this thing and put it into practice so that I can perfect it instead of trying to learn the perfect way to do it. That's my number 1 tip on the mindset of now. Right? The mindset of now is all about finding that bravery, that courage to do it maybe a little jinky, maybe do it a lot jinky, right? Yeah. So getting into action, right, now so that you can perfect things rather than waiting to know all the knowledge so that it'll be perfect the first time you try it is going to be the game changer for you. The game changer. But that's not the only thing. So that's kind of a bonus tip. I actually have 3 other tips. So here's the number 1 thing. Are you ready for it? Who's ready for the number 1 thing? The number 1 thing is that you need to have 1, count them, 1 offer. You need to have 1 offer to sell. So what I mean by that is that if someone says, hey, Jennifer, I'm picking on you, Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer. So I think you might be perfect for me. I think you'd be a great coach. What do we do next? Right? You want to think about that ahead of time. You want to know what's your offer. How long do you want to typically work with people? How often do you want to chat with them? Are you doing it, over the phone? Are you doing it over Zoom? Are you going to have an office? I don't know too many people who do that, but I'm just saying, like, what is your offer? How are you going to offer your coaching services? And if you haven't figured that out yet, don't sweat it. You can keep it nice and simple in the beginning, right? I'll give you a quick formula for that. 4 months. Do it every week, do it every other week. Do it over Zoom. Boom, there's your offer, right? An offer needs a price though. So you've got to pick your price, and I'm not going to go into that today, but basically you got to pick a price that's going to allow you to have your feet in the world of coaching, right? If you pick a price that, you're justifying to yourself, oh, well, I can do it for $50 or I can do it for $10 like Amanda did. Yeah, I never sold it for $10 again. And I can't say as I would ever recommend that as a starting point for a price for a personal service like coaching. So you got to pick what works for you. But the point is you've got to know what that offer is, right? So if there's one thing that you do today after this training, just one thing, I want you to sit down and write your offer. And if that offer says literally 3 lines, it's 4 months of coaching, we're going to talk every week for 1 hour, and it's going to cost $1,000. I'm just like totally making this up. If you turn around, you write that on a piece of like dryer lint, something or other. I don't know why my head went there, but like you wrote it on a napkin. That's what a normal person would say. If you wrote it on a napkin, right? And you fold that napkin up, you put it in your wallet, that's your offer. Great. It's a starting point. Get in the mindset of now. Just do it now, right? Stop telling yourself that you are going to do it later. If you don't have the offer, you don't have something that you can easily introduce in a future conversation, right? So that's tip number 1. Number 2, you just need to get into action with meeting and talking to people on a regular basis, yo. Get into the habit of meeting and talking with people on a regular basis. And notice I said the word habit, right? It's a habit to connect with and meet with people. And that goes for you online and offline. And by the way, if you think that you're going to build a business by completely avoiding talking to people because you're going to do it online, I have some news for you. You're not going to be able to sell coaching for very many dollars if you don't talk to people. I always thought that was kind of a funny objection that I would hear a lot, honestly. And I'll look back in my own self. I'm pointing at myself. I felt the same way. I was like, I don't want to do lives. I don't want to do video. I don't want to show my face. I don't think I'm pretty enough for all that, right? Can't I just hide behind a black screen and, tell people I'm a coach and just have them line up? Like that would be good. I think that would be fine actually, right? But it does not work like that, right? It does not work like that. We have to be willing to be vulnerable and connected with the people that we're expecting to be vulnerable and connecting with us. It's really that simple. And if we don't form a habit of connecting with and meeting people on a deeper level, we're going to have a lot harder of a time making the kinds of connections that are going to lead to those impactful coaching relationships. Tell me if you agree with that, right? Drop a comment. Let me know. Is this resonating, right? I hope it is. I hope this is helpful. All right. So we've got have your offer. I gave you a super basic one to start off with. I literally gave you your offer in this training. Boom. Was it a very good offer? Well, no, it wasn't terribly thought out. But it's an offer to start with, right? And it's good enough to start with, okay? 2, make a habit of meeting and talking and following up with people, right? Be that person who actually follows up after receiving a business card. Just decide that that's who you are, right? I was talking with a client earlier today, and we were talking about this very thing of, just making sure that you've got people that you're talking to, progressing the relationship, and that every day, of the week, or at least the weekdays, you're going through and you're progressing those conversations, those relationships, and you're reaching back out and you're touching people, and you're not going for days and days without talking to people, right? And we were talking about that can be a little mundane, a little repetitive. Yes, right? Business is full of repetitive process, right? But one of my mentors that I follow is Sandra Yancey, and she always says, find something cute about it, right? Find something cute about the process that you're really going to enjoy and engage with, and then just go with it, Cool. So let's see. The third thing that I wanted to share with you is that really focusing on your energy, right? And your consistency, because the killer of dreams is definitely consistency, right? Or rather, lack of it. So if you're not doing the follow-up and the follow-through, then that is going to really slow down your ability to convert, right? And to really get people into those conversations with you. So the other thing is that if you don't have the mindset of right now, I need to be doing things to manage my energy. Right now, I need to be doing things to take care of my health and myself and the people around me and the relationships and all that kind of thing, it's going to be really hard to show up to any strategy that you choose, right? So I bias towards suggesting like you really should leave your house, go connect with people. I'm actually here in California at a seminar to learn to grow and to be in a room with a lot of other people, right? It's a huge part of how I approach things and do things. And I really recommend that. But even if you're doing online strategies, even if you're running like webinars or you're doing master classes or you're doing, any of those other things that are designed to kind of build relationships and rapport with people, it's the consistency that's going to make those strategies effective. And consistently improving and having that energy to be able to look at what's happening and look at what's doing and be able to take the feedback of what's happening and integrate it into what you're now doing now, right? So I hope that this is helpful. I hope that you found the training to give you some new ideas and insights. I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, to post your questions. Post your questions. I'm just writing this down real fast. We're going to do that. Boom, right across the bottom. So just post your questions about the mindset of now and really getting going with your coaching practice. And I will definitely hang out and respond to those questions. Okay. All right. So, what inspired this training was really this mindset of now and this whole conversation about getting ready for 2019. And the real truth is, guys, that it is October 24th. There are a lot of days between now and January 1st. And I'm not saying you need to crash all of the holiday parties and just try to be this, salesy person that's trying to close on all the clients. That's not at all what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that the year's not over. There's a ton of networking events that you could be going to. You could be offering trainings, you could be building lives, you could be doing challenges. I mean, if you think about it, Black Friday and Cyber Monday are literally holidays where people are shopping, right? So don't feel like you need to shut down from having conversations with people that are related to building your coaching practice just because we're getting to the latter part of the year. And I hope that you have a really fantastic day. Take care. Any more questions? We're good. All right, we're going off the air. Take care, guys. Bye.